Hi everybody, Rifle Chair here again. I have a gun gripe. I recently shot the Mad Minute, and well, maybe I'll go into a little bit of history before I go into my gripe. The Mad Minute is basically a milestone or a benchmark that was an expectation of your average British infantry soldier at the Heath or the Hythe School of Musketry in the vicinity of 1913, circa 1913. And the expectation was this is what the Mad Minute was. 15 rounds, 300 yards, 60 seconds, 12-inch target. That's my understanding. I'm not sure about the 12-inch target thing. I'm hoping it was bigger. But again, 15 rounds, 60 seconds, 300 yards, 12-inch target. This was shot off bags, so it was a supported position, and that was the expectation at the Hythe School of Musketry. And it became a bit of a competition because let's see how good we really are. I mean, get some practice in, see if you can beat your fellow comrades. And in 1914, the record was set, apparently, by a Sergeant Instructor by the name of Alexander Snoxall. I think that's his name. We'll just call him Sergeant Snoxall. And his record is this: 36 hits and a 12-inch target in 60 seconds at 300 yards. And I think I have a bit of a problem with that. I shot the Mad Minute just recently, and it was at 100 meters, and the prone supported. And I don't think I'd be able to even be able to qualify for the milestone for the average infantry soldier at the time, circa 1913, 1914. At 300 yards, I might hit the target 10 times. Maybe 15 times. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to hit it with enough practice if I had enough ammunition to practice with. But 36, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Sorry to swear, folks, but I'm gonna call bullshit. At a 12-inch target, you can barely even see at 300 yards, and to say you're going to get 36 rounds on target in that time period is, to me, is ludicrous. And I'm not an expert marksman, but I'm certainly proficient. Okay, and I kind of know what's humanly possible, and I'm saying this is not really humanly possible. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but my opinion is this. I think that it's going to take about 3 to 4 seconds to do a stripper clip reload. And assuming that Sergeant Snoxall started with a 10-round magazine, I think he probably had to start off with a 10-round magazine. That means he's got a total of 6 stripper clip reloads to do. And let's say it takes between 3 and 4 seconds to do a single stripper clip reload. Okay, suddenly 24 seconds has elapsed just in reloading. Now you've got 36 seconds remaining in your 1 minute to fire 36 rounds, aimed shots at 300 yards at a 12-inch target. That's 1 second per round. Remember, we're talking aimed shots. 12 inches is a small target. At 300 yards, you better believe it is. Hard enough to do in a deliberate stage, let alone a rapid fire stage. So I question it. You also need to remember that the British at the time, and even into World War II, were experts at deceiving the enemy. In 1913, 1914, they entered into World War I. And I think this possibly could have been part of that program. What can they do to deceive the Germans, the enemy? And if they can get the enemy to believe that British marksmen are capable of such performance. That would be a very intimidating chunk of knowledge. I think that's the case. I think that's the game that was played. And this is how legends begin. I would like to believe that Sergeant Snoxall was able to accomplish that benchmark. However, with my knowledge of the Canadian Army, for example, even the modern equipment that we're running today, is that your average infantryman would have difficulty even doing that with a C7A1 or a C7A2, which is your kind of your M16A2, is what the Canadians use. 12 inches at 300 yards in 60 seconds. That might be a stretch for even some people shooting a C7. It's something to consider anyways. Like I said, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but the British were masters at deception. Heck, in World War II, before the invasions of Normandy, the British had a couple of divisions of tanks on the East Coast, in plain sight of the Germans. These were inflatables. They weren't real tanks. There was radio communication traffic going back and forth from these different tank and infantry divisions that were amassed on the east coast of Britain, and they weren't real. It was all make-believe, intimidation, redirection. They were masters at it, and they were back then too. That's my opinion, folks. I think it's all bullshit. Rifle Chair signing off. Maple Leaf out.